What is a meme? That is the question we are asking today. Hello, I'm Meghnad. This is Explain Like I'm 10, where we ask small questions which have some big, complicated answers. And this one has a complicated answer, I would say. Joining me today is the person who runs a very popular meme page called Andheri West Shitposting, Balram Vishwakarma.
Hi guys. It's a gimmick account, but sure. Hi guys. Yeah.
And also he has his own things happening on his own account. But Balram, please tell our audience who you are, what you do in general.
Yeah, my name is Balram. I worked for a couple of organizations before. 2018 से mainstream media career start हुआ है. I used to work for Filter Copy for 3 years. Then I joined Devaya Bopanna's organization called All Things Small.
Right.
फिर वहाँ पे भी मतलब
उधम मचाया.
अरे फिर then so I have this guy जो मेरा 5 साल में से 4 साल में मेरा मैनेजर था. तो अभी कितना करेंगे, अभी खुद की कंपनी स्टार्ट कर. So I recently like 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks नहीं यार, मतलब 3 महीने पहले I started this organization. पर वो MCA को टाइम लग जाता है पेपर वगैरह भेजने में, तो लास्ट महीने वो कंपनी स्टार्ट हो गई. तो
You want to tell us what it's called?
It's called Scrollback Studios. उसका LinkedIn अकाउंट भी नहीं बनाया अभी तक.
Oh, that's important or what? Apparently.
ब्रांड्स पूछते credentials दिखाओ, तो कहाँ से credentials दिखाएंगे?
And joining us is our union leader of spectators for today.
Hello.
Abbas had no idea who the guest is, but he knows him.
Yeah, when you walked into the studio, I knew him. I was like, is the topic what is shit posting? What is it?
Close.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about shit posting also with him. But Abbas also hosts Page 10 on this very feed, and also has it aged well on the IVM podcast, IVM Pop feed.
Yeah.
And he is a comedian.
Yes.
And what do you think a meme is?
That's such a vast question to answer. I'll try and put it simply. An image and some text which gets across a message humorously is a meme. That goes it has some sort of virality to it. I think that would be a meme. That's how I would describe a meme.
What is a meme?
I think that's like socially acceptable answer. Man.
Socially acceptable answer.
But अगर मुझसे आप meme पूछोगे तो it's like अलग लोग ही अलग, you know. So some people like Muradabadi biryani, some like Hyderabadi. साउथ वाले पुलाव बनाते हैं उसको बिरयानी बोल रहे हैं for some reason, but sure, मतलब that's there. So अगर आप मुझसे मीम का पूछोगे मतलब, तो you take an image or a video that has some kind of extreme emotions in it. Like कोई रो रहा है या फिर कोई चिल्ला रहा है, कोई मार रहा है किसी को, दौड़ रहा है किसी के पीछे, something is happening, and then you take that media out of context and put your content on that, or something that you relate with, or the people your target group relates with, or something like that. So I think अगर थोड़ा और मुझे उसे और narrow करना है, तो I think that would qualify, that definition would qualify as a meme.
There was a dancing baby meme, do you remember? The first, that is, touted as the first meme ever.
Okay.
Which is like this baby in a langot dancing like aise. In very pixelated video it used to be on the Windows laptop.
2011 was a very dark period for the internet. हमें भी नहीं पता.
This was not 2011. This was way back in 2002, 2003 types. You know, like when the Windows PCs used to come with a Beck song as a default song.
Did they? Oh, see, I have no idea about this.
Knows he is nodding, so I'm not
मैं
wrong.
29 साल का हूँ bro, so I don't know what you're talking about, but sure, boomer. Yeah.
But so essentially the point of a meme, so the keywords here, buzzwords here would be replication, competition, and natural selection. I'll tell you why. So this is not going to be a conversation where we are going to discuss old memes per se. Of course we will. But I want to bring in some concepts of behavioral psychology into it. Because I was looking through the theories of meme and why they spread, what they are. And again, as you said, बहुत सारे definitions है उसके. So you say it's an image with text, you say it's a video where सब कुछ हो रहा है उसके ऊपर,
image or video for that matter.
But essentially it's replicable content.
Yep.
Essentially it's like something which is relatable, but then it can be interpreted in so many ways after adding content on top of it, and then it gets viral. Again, that word is also important. Do you guys know the origin of the word meme?
No.
Really?
I tried searching. It has some too much homework, man. So
Where do you think it comes from? Let's
I don't know.
attempt.
Meme French होगा शायद से.
French नहीं है.
No, so I remember someone had made a joke. So in Urdu alphabet, the alphabet that makes the mo sound is called meme. So someone
What?
made
Oh.
so someone made a joke about maybe that's where they picked it up from, but I'm sure that's not the origin of
So
it.
the guy who coined it is Richard Dawkins.
Oh really?
Yeah. So he coined this word in 1976 in his book The Selfish Gene. Now he didn't say that the word meme means like replicable images per se, but he called the concept of meming. He coined the term. What it essentially he says is that it is a unit of cultural transmission. So he's a geneticist
Right.
and evolutionist, whatever. So he says that meming is the reason why evolution happened. Of all species
चने के झाड़ पे
everywhere.
चढ़ा रहे हैं. ठीक है.
It is kind of mind blowing though. Like for example, what he means is that let's say humans, all our cultural practices, etc., are essentially replications of past cultural practices which have been spread over time, right? And also our genes are the same way, which is like our genetic information is transferred, but it also evolves over time.
कोई उदाहरण मिलेगा एग्जांपल टाइप?
Exactly. Like for example, let's say like Homo sapiens, right? You know, like when they first evolved from Homo erectus to Homo sapien, तो जो basic genetic बंदर वाला जो genes था, वो got transferred over millions of years, and then now we are where we are, right? So that is how evolution happened. But the thing is that it keeps replicating and transforming over time. Which is what a meme is, which is what that image also does, right?
Yeah.
It is exactly
now
what you
it does make
described.
sense. Yeah,
right,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
essentially an image, which is a basic image, which is information. उसके ऊपर तुम context डाल के फिर और लोग उस पे context डाल के, it is a method of cultural transmission. So when you shitpost on your Andheri Ways shitposting, how do you look for memes, by the way?
So it basically reduces down to what is affecting me personally.
Okay.
फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी मैं आ रहा था यहाँ, मतलब मैं गोरेगांव से आ रहा था खार, तो मैंने बहुत गलत डिसीजन लिया रिक्शा लेने का. तो 10 बजे का निकला हुआ मैं. तो मुझको फन रिपब्लिक के बाद वो BMC खड्डा खोद रही है 2.5 साल से. लोग कुछ पंप वगैरह लगाने वाले नीचे वहाँ पे, तो 2.5 साल से वो मतलब काम चल रहा है. एंड आई रेड दिस थिंग दैट चाइना में एक बहुत बड़ा डैम उन्होंने 3 साल में बना के ख़त्म कर दिया. तो इट काइंड ऑफ रिलेटेड. सो मैंने उसकी फ़ोटो तुरंत ले ली, मैंने उसको क्रॉप किया, उसके ऊपर एक टेक्स्ट डाल दिया, एंड देन आई पुट दैट अप. एंड इट वेंट रियली वेल. मतलब काफ़ी अच्छा, मतलब उसको रिस्पॉन्स मिला.
अभी नहीं,
मतलब 2-3 महीने पहले डाला था. तो जब भी मैं उधर से गुजरता हूँ, थिंक ऑफ दैट मी, वो हिसाब से. सो जैसे तो देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ रिलेटेबिलिटी अराउंड दैट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी लाइक आई एम टॉकिंग टू दिस पर्सन, तो अदानी का शेयर like, you know, it's like 69% down. So I took that screenshot of that and I put up a caption that no bro, I'm totally not falling for her. They're like, me bro, I'm totally not falling for her. And uska niche also me deep down. And there's Adani ka text. So yeah, but I can't put that up on like because utna relatable shayad ho shayad nahi ho wo hisab se. So it's like anything that I find relatable, and I think that other people also find it relatable.
Right.
Like in my community, or at least my community में मतलब जो अंधेरी वाले लौंडे हो गए वो, और उसके बाद जो समवॉट मीडिया इंडस्ट्री में काम करेंगे प्रिटेंड करते हैं वो, ऐसा 3-4 ऐसी छोटी छोटी नीश ग्रुप्स है. तो आई इंश्योर दैट एक नीश ग्रुप को तो कम से कम they should think that ये relatable content है, then it should go there. So it's very spontaneous in general.
Right. But you know, this relatability thing, I want to like get a little bit into that. What is exactly relatable then? Like, I mean, is it like something that, like as you said, वो खड्डा खोल के रखा है, तो फिर 10,000 लोग वहाँ से क्रॉस करते होंगे 1 घंटे में, तो वो भी वही देखते होंगे. So they must have seen the picture, like, अरे fuck, मैंने भी देखा है ये, और then they relate something. So what is exactly relatability here? Exactly according to you?
It's a tricky question, but somewhere where you're like, it's one of two things. Either हाँ मैंने भी ये सोचा था, और मैंने ये क्यों नहीं सोचा. You know, it's something. You know, somewhere there.
जैसे मैं आपको एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ. आपने बीच में बोला था वो हिंडरबर्ग रिपोर्ट है, तो शॉर्ट सेल करते हैं वो लोग. सो जैसे अदानी की रिपोर्ट उन लोग ने लाइक यू नो पब्लिश की, एवरीवन स्टार्टेड स्लैंडरिंग ने, तो शॉर्ट सेल करने वाले लोग हैं, शॉर्ट सेल करने वाले. एंड आई रिमेंबर योर ट्वीट, सर किया तो किया ना, फायदा हो रहा ना. जर्नलिस्ट को वैसे भी थोड़ा पैसे, मतलब पैसे वैसे तो दे नहीं रहे हो तुम, तो बेचारे ऐसे ही कमा रहे हो हिसाब से. आई वॉन्टेड टू लाइक यू नो, मुझे चाहिए था कि कोई मेरे बिहाफ को जवाब दे. एंड यू वर देयर, तो मुझे रिलेटेबल लगा तुम्हारा ट्वीट, सो आई सेंड इट इन माय सर्कल, वो हिसाब से. सो समटाइम्स पीपल वांट टू टॉक अबाउट समथिंग बट दे जस्ट डोंट हैव द प्रॉपर वर्ड्स और द प्रॉपर मीडिया और डेफिनेशन वो हिसाब से, एंड दैट इज वेयर a shit poster comes into the scene.
Interesting. So is it like, this is actually the thing that people say about gali marna. For example, like if you're having a complicated conversation, you get very emotional, etc. People start gali marna, right? But I feel like it's also a lack of vocabulary to express your thought.
Yep, absolutely.
So emotion ये करने लगते हैं फिर. Is that what you're saying? A meme is?
Yep. जैसे अगर आप किसी दोस्त के घर पे जा रहे हो एंड उसको मतलब चाहिए तो यू कांट, मतलब आप उसको, वो आपको बता नहीं सकता हो कितना खुश है, पर अगर आप एक स्पॉन्जबॉब का एक मीम है बेसिकली, उसके हाथ में एक डब्बा है एंड इट्स फ्लैशी एंड शाइनी है वगैरह, उसके इधर आप जॉइंट का एक फोटो डाल दो एंड मी व्हेन आई गो टू माय फ्रेंड्स प्लेस फॉर हिज बर्थडे, इज लाइक क्या गिफ्ट लाया, there's a J there, तो खुश हो जाएगा. सो he does not have the vocabulary, he does not know how to express his emotions or something like that, but that meme is the closest he can relate with. So फटाक से वो relate करता है उससे, and फटाक से वो share करता है वो.
Coming back to what you said, actually, I was just thinking about this right now. You said it is something that you can think of, but you did not think of?
Yeah, so if I may put it in a more polished way, it's like a dormant thought in your head which hasn't been vocalized properly, but as soon as you see the meme, you're like, that's what I mean.
Yep.
It's that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So the relatability is basically intrinsically you know something.
Yes.
Just that you see a form of expression.
Correct. Yeah.
So is it art then? Art is that, right? I mean,
I would say yes.
You would say yes.
Yes, because that's also what comedy does. When you see, many times when you're watching a comedian, the way they put a thought into words, so sometimes when you hear a joke and that laugh that comes, that is a laugh of relatability, right? Like I'll give you an example. So Karunesh Talwar used to do this joke where he used to say कि जब हमको परमिशन लेनी होती थी अपने पापा से कि पापा सब लोग ट्रिप पे जा रहे हैं, मैं भी जाऊं क्या, तो पापा बोलते थे कि अगर तेरे दोस्त टेरेस से कूद जाएंगे, and that's all he used to say, and he used to get a big laugh because everybody in that auditorium knows what the next line is कि तेरे दोस्त कूद जाएंगे तो तू भी कूदेगा क्या, you know. So there that laugh of, that's the laugh of relatability कि हर किसी ने वो experience किया है. So I think that is art, that you're in a way connecting everybody in that auditorium to that one thought, and that I think what a meme does also in today's day and age online, that as soon as you see it on Twitter or any social media platform, and then you see 11,000 other people have liked that meme, you're like, okay, 11,000 other people also think the same thing that I think.
But the thing is, you can't commercialize it. That's, if it's okay, you call it a meme, you call it an art, but you can't commercialize it. For example, Karunesh Talwar charges like कम से कम 500 में उसकी टिकट जाती है, is making money out of it. You as a meme maker can't make money out of it. So there's a trope, but for example, एक idea है, एक trope है तुम्हारे पास, the quickest way to convert it into a media is to make a meme. आपको 30 सेकंड में बन के खत्म हो जाएगा वो, and you can put it up. But then अगर आप उसको स्टैंड अप में डालने की कोशिश करोगे तो शायद आपका एक दिन लग जाएगा. अगर आप उसको शॉर्ट, if you want to make a short film about that particular trope or like a set of those tropes that are around, just filter copy video is a bad example, but yeah, then it would take you 3-4 days if you make like a film about it. Then तो वो हिसाब, and जितना टाइम आप लगाओगे उसको डेवलप करने में to convert it into a media, that much commercial it becomes.
Right.
So you may call it a meme, like you may call meme an art, but that art does not pay. So that is.
I would actually disagree with that because I was just looking this up, right? Like, I feel like a lot of advertising agencies and companies also are offering making meme officers, chief meme officer and whatever.
खत्म हो गया.
Can I ask a question though? Is the Amul girl a meme? That Amul hoarding?
I was just about to say. Yeah, so Amul girl is a meme.
She's a meme, dude.
Yeah. And Amul, I think, has been doing this meme for years now. Rahul Dikuna, I think the guy is called. And there was this Pathan पे कुछ तो भी मक्खन पे और मक्खन के साथ कुछ तो भी बटर करके.
भाई इतना बेकार. नस पे चढ़े आते हो कभी.
But then wouldn't you say Amul is making money off of that?
हाँ, no, so the problem is Amul यार 30-40 साल से ये करते आ रहा है, तो उसको कोई रोक नहीं रहा आज के टाइम पे. अगर कोई दूसरा कंपनी करेगा ना, तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी. जैसे किसने साक्षी मलिक का एक फोटो डाल दिया था जब वो कुछ सम ओलंपियन वन अ मेडल एंड देन दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन डिसाइडेड टू पुट अप अ पिक्चर एंड उसकी PR एजेंसी ने बोला कि 2 करोड़ निकाल अभी वो हिसाब से. दे कांट डू दैट विद अमूल. तो वो एक बोलते ना एक गुडविल मिल चुका है अमूल को, तो कुछ भी बकवास सा कर देता है एंड इट गेट्स अवे विद इट. बट या इट इज अ meme.
I would actually say even the cred ads are like meme-ish.
Cred ads are meme-ish. Yes, absolutely. Like that Rahul Dravid with the
Yeah,
bags.
with the bat, yeah.
That
हमारी एजेंसी
image
ने
became-
बनाया था.
Like it immediately comes to your head, that scene, right?
नहीं वो तो मतलब उसको अगर आप डिकंस्ट्रक्ट करोगे तो यू जस्ट नीड यू नो दिस गाय सेज समथिंग दैट नो वन विल एक्सपेक्ट बट इट एक्चुअली हैपेंस देयर. सो एक शॉक वैल्यू रहेगा तुम्हारे वीडियो में जो इवेंचुअली भी धीरे धीरे कम हो रहा है. तो अभी तुम कितने बार क्रेड टाइप के एड्स बनाओगे यार. मतलब अभी वो जो व्हाट इज दैट सनग्लासेस ब्रांड, आई फॉरगॉट द नेम, जो करण जौहर के साथ अभी कर रहा है लेंस कार्ड वाला के भी फाउंडर वही आके बोला रहेगा कि ब्रो मेरे को भी कुछ ऐसा बनाना है, लाइक इट नीड्स टू बी सम शॉक, देयर नीड्स टू बी सम ऐसा कुछ. तो
But the fact that a meme goes viral and marketers want their things to go viral matches, right?
sometimes it does. But अगर आप वैसे see, so a lot of brands like in 2019 to 2021 were like constantly begging people कि भाई मीम बना के दो, मीम बना के दो, मीम बना के दो. But sometimes it works, sometimes it does not work, and like it needs to be super raw, it needs to have a particular target audience for that matter. जब तक आपके पास कुछ there are some elements, जब तक वो टिक मार्क नहीं होंगे तब तक you can't really put that up. Plus there's a huge problem of so a lot of meme content, जो मीडिया है meme content का, it's actually from studios and organizations. So a Tinder, for example, Tinder wanted to make a couple of memes, hoardings wale.
Right.
They couldn't really use the original image. So they replicated those images and they made hoardings out of it. AIB ने भी किया था ना इमरान खान के साथ, इरफान खान के साथ. They replicated those things and then they decided to do that. So copyright का भी बहुत problem आ जाता है उसके अंदर.
There's this meme that comes to mind which so my Twitter handle is called Memegnad, right? And so people ask me why that handle is that, right? So today I will reveal. Actually, I started it because I learned how to make memes, and I genuinely learned Photoshop because of making memes. Like, I mean, you know this. So.
But you don't need Photoshop.
I know you did, but back then when I was starting, this was when what 2010, 2011, जब कुछ नहीं था, एक छोटा सा लैपटॉप था मेरे पास, बट वो गंदा सा फोटोशॉप चलता था उस पे, पायरेटेड वर्जन.
आँख चालू करके तो आँख आएगा एक पहले.
Yeah. But then like there were like these websites that came in which had like easy meme tools,
of course,
right? With like images and templates,
image
which you can
flip
put,
and all this.
image flip and all. So I started that handle to post memes, and now that I'm in this field and doing what I do, I tell people, no, actually it's me Meghnad in Marathi. I'm like, yeah.
ठीक है, थोड़ा सा अमूल गल तो तुम.
But you know the meme that comes to mind, that friendship over meme, right?
Yeah.
I have seen people use that meme over and over for so long, but it suddenly died down at some point. Why? Like, so is it that like a meme just has like a time limit to it?
Yep, definitely. एक फॉर एग्जांपल अगर कोई क्रिकेट का मीम है, 3 दिन में उसका शेल्फ लाइफ खत्म हो जाएगा. सो अगर कोई भी अगर आप मीम बना रहे हो, किसी भी प्रकार का मीम बना रहे हो, सो नोटिस क्या है कि अगर आप 3 दिन में उसको, आइडियली 2 दिन होना है, 48 आवर्स में अगर आप उसको यूज़ नहीं कर रहे हो, देन वो बासी मीम बन जाएगा. देन यू कैन ओनली यूज़ इट लाइक जब हद से ज़्यादा लाइक यू नो रिलेटेबिलिटी फैक्टर उस पर्टिकुलर इमेज में आ रही है, तो वरना मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स उनकी शेल्फ लाइफ सिर्फ 72 आवर्स या फिर 4 दिन 5 दिन के आसपास.
72 hours you are saying?
Yeah, it's very like very quick, very quick वो हिसाब से. But there are some exceptions as well. For example, अभी रॉकस्टार का वो वीडियो वायरल हो रहा है जहाँ पे उसका बाप उसको घर से बाहर निकाल रहा था. So उसमें the ideal, so how the meme trend started out of it, या फिल्टर कॉपी में हम लोग बहुत करते थे कि एक क्लिप लिया, उसमें उसका बाप उसको बाहर निकाल रहा है. तुम्हारे पास एक वीडियो दिख रहा है जिसमें एक पावर ऑफ अथॉरिटी घर के नालायक से बेटे को बाहर निकाल रहा है. नाउ वो बन गया तुम्हारा टेम्पलेट. अब तुम उसको किसी भी तरीके से यूज कर सकते हो. सो द फर्स्ट वन दैट आई सॉ वाज, घर में पापा को पता चल गया मेरा शिट पोस्टिंग अकाउंट है, या फिर पापा ने बीड़ी के साथ पकड़ लिया, या फिर पापा ने बाहर की मतलब दूसरे शहर की लड़की के साथ सेक्स करते हुए देख लिया मुझे. So that was like dang. So now what happened is, as I said, कि अगर आप मीम बनाओगे तो you wouldn't get that amount of commercialization out of it. So people started replicating that. So अभी बहुत सारे आप वीडियोस देख रहे हो जिसमें एक कपल, मतलब एक बंदा दूसरे को घर मतलब दरवाजे के बाहर निकाला and they put some random text. So that is how. तो कभी कभी ज़रूरी नहीं है कि नए नए वाले ही शेल्फ लाइफ रहेंगे. कभी कभी 12-12 साल पुराना कंटेंट पीस भी अगर तुम्हारे सामने आ गया. सो
बट आई मीन लाइक सम ऑफ द मीम्स लाइक जलीना तेरी, इज दैट अ मीम? That Akshay Kumar with
Jalina Teri, chilla chilla ke sabko scheme bata de. That thing where the guy with the girlfriend is looking at a hot girl behind him.
Yeah.
You know, those certain images, I keep recurring. I keep seeing them again and again after every few months. But the whole do memes age, I think, yes. If you remember, there used to be these things called rage comics.
Yes.
You know, where it's badly drawn caricatures and illustrations with someone saying F you, all that.
Yeah.
They used to be huge back in 2011, 2012.
Le derp.
Now those used to be memes for me at that point of time, but now they are now completely gone because the technology, I think, has evolved so much that now we don't want to see ugly creatures. Now we want to see HD images turn into memes, you know. So I think there is an element of that also.
उनका ह्यूमर भी काफी ब्रोकन हुआ करता था, मतलब 2011 वाले जो
Sure, of course. So, of course, I think humor will also evolve along.
You know, before the derp phase happened, there was this awkward penguin phase. Remember, there was that an awkward penguin.
Bottom text, वो हिसाब से. So, अगर मीम के शास्त्र में देखा जाए, that's called an ancient. So, अगर आप ऐसा देखोगे तो ancient जमाने के मीम्स हो गए. फिर बीच में derp की भसड़ आ जाती है, वो जो ठीक है तो फॉर द लैक रेनेसेंस पीरियड आ गया था. तो फिर उसके बाद इट वाज डार्क एज फॉर मी एक्चुअली. एंड उसके बाद तुम्हारे जो तुमने पिक्चर्स लेके उसके ऊपर नीचे डालना स्टार्ट कर दिया. सो ऑकवर्ड पेंगुइन का देयर वाज दिस क्लीशे दिल्ली गाय एज वेल.
Definitely.
Cliche Delhi guy, then there was this Bangalore guy, there was this Marathi guy.
Yeah, there was awkward penguin, but there was this nerdy looking guy, I forget. With like braces and looked like super nerdy. I forget, but anyway, go on.
Yeah, so that was like there, but that was good humor, still good humor. But फिर Derp decided to fuck everything up. कुछ भी हो रहा है, मजा आ रहा था मतलब देखने में. ठीक है, broken humor, बच्चे हो तुम 15-16 साल के, उतना दिमाग भी तुम्हारा evolve नहीं हुआ है. So उसके बाद 2014 के बाद थोड़े mainstream new era memes आने start हुए, where you don't really need to put images on the text. Like you just need a text and उसके ऊपर तुम्हें एक छोटा सा एक क्या बोलते हैं, what is that word man, एक बार मिल जाएगा और वो बार के ऊपर तुम कुछ भी लिख दोगे. So that becomes like new age memes. So जो अभी भी चल रहे हैं वो हिसाब से.
I mean caption ही बोलते हैं ना उसका, captioning ही बोलते हैं.
Yeah, captioning बोलते हैं.
Yeah. But I mean I know what you mean. Like वो imgur में वगैरह वो एक boxes आते हैं and then you can basically caption it there. Okay. What do you think? Essentially, why are people so invested in memes and making them?
So I read this somewhere. ये मतलब Reddit पे ही पढ़ा रहेगा. So because it's very, अगर आप ऐसे देखोगे तो यार वर्किंग क्लास से काफ़ी रिलेटेबल है. मतलब I'll tell you why. Because जो okay, so जो what is that thing, like you know, rich people NCPA में जाके they listen to other rich people play music and stuff.
Jazz?
No, what is the thing, like orchestra तो नहीं बोल सकता. Blues? No dude, like you know they fucking wear you know tuxedos and stuff and then they Opera. There you go. Opera is like rich people. Yeah, rich people make things for rich people. Then there's cinema hall that is like, you know, rich people make content for poor people.
Right.
Then there's theater. Poor people make content for rich people.
Right.
And then there's memes. Poor people make content for poor people.
That's actually a great way to put it.
And there's no what do you call it? Everyone can make a meme. Like अगर तुम्हें basics पता चल गए, वो पता चल गया, and everyone has great insights.
Yeah.
So अगर तुम्हें पता चल गया कि इसे इस तरीके से करना, उस तरीके से करना, तो every random person can be a meme maker वो हिसाब से.
Yeah.
So that just you know काफी you don't need anything.
Right.
आपको कुछ special चाहिए नहीं. You don't need people. You don't need space. You just need your phone. 5,000 वाला phone भी काफी है. And you just make memes and it just goes there.
And there's so many apps also to which.
हाँ भाई कुछ भी नहीं रहेगा तुम्हारे पास. तो सिर्फ Twitter पे सिर्फ image डाल दो, ऊपर कुछ डाल दो, उसका you know, crop the image and that becomes like a meme.
That becomes a meme. Yeah, I've done that. Also, do you want to know the psychology behind this?
Yes.
after the break.
Okay.
But before we go to the break, some programming announcements. If you are watching this show on the All About Now feed on YouTube, then please do like, share, and share this with a few of your friends. And also, if you're listening to this on the audio feed, then come on the YouTube channel maybe and leave some comments. We also have an email address now.
Yes.
You know this, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we do know this. It's called allaboutnow@pratilipi.com. You can send your feedback on it. We would love to hear from you. I will see you after the break.
Hey everyone, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. We have a special announcement introducing Club Paisa Vaisa, where you get episodes of Paisa Vaisa 3 days before release, bonus and ad-free content, and access to the full show archive. So get your yearly membership today for only rupees 699. Log on to club.ivmpodcast.com/Paisa Vaisa. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus welcomes novelist Shobha Day on the show. They talk about her book Insatiable, My Hunger for Life, that has a unique take on life and how one should celebrate it. On Think Fast, Varun and Suchita talk about Google Bard versus MS ChatGPT, Disney layoffs, and LinkedIn clocking 100 million members in India. On Explain Like I'm 10, Meghna talks to Kartika VK, publisher at Westland, and Urjita Wani, comedian, on how to publish a book. New episodes are out on the All About Now feed. And on Pulyabazi, Khyati, Saurabh and Pranay talk to author Anirudh Suri about his book, The Great Tech Game. Once again, do not forget to visit our merch store on ivmpodcast.com. We've got some super cool and exciting stuff over there for you and your loved ones. Follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you like our shows, then do not forget to spread the word. You know, it really helps us a lot. And of course, don't forget to rate our shows on whatever platform you are listening to them. And of course, all our video shows are also available on youtube.com/IVM Podcasts. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week, Yono SBI, Capgemini, and HDFC Mutual Fund. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Hello and welcome back to Explain Like I'm 10, where we are asking the biggest, the most important question that we have ever asked on this show. What is a meme? And we have with us Balram.
Hi.
A professional shit poster who is starting a company to shit post now. Are you going to shit post from your company? What is this?
No, I have to stop that now because my partner is like, too much money is involved, Balram.
What will your new company do?
क्रिएटिव एजेंसी टाइप्स रहेगी कुछ
वही करने वाला है क्यों फालतू में ब्रांड्स के लिए करना सो you know you were earlier saying that you can't make money out of shit posting.
Yeah, you can't.
Why? Like I mean I know Instagram pages who basically take a shit post करते रहते हैं but बीच में वो ads भी आ जाते हैं
हाँ लोटस वाले
yes
जुआ खेलो guys.
Yes.
So the thing is brands become very conscious and they're like कि मैं किसी shit posting page को ये की दूँ and most of the shit posting pages that you see Indian context में कतई right wing है. ठीक है उनको बोले अगर उनको बोलेगा funny कहाँ है तो वो लोग बोलेंगे वुमेन लोग का मजाक उड़ा सकते हैं अपन क्वीयर कम्युनिटी का मजाक उड़ा सकते हैं अब्दुल का मजाक उड़ा सकते हैं एंड देन जो डिकोस्टा है उसका मजाक उड़ा सकते हैं एंड कोई यू नो अगर बहुजन समाज से तो उसको मतलब रेज कॉमिक्स को एक ब्लू कलर का टीका पहना दो एंड डू दैट काइंड ऑफ शिट. सो 90% of the pages and the ecosystem are like that because they don't disclose their identity and mostly engineering के बच्चे होते हैं वो लोग तो उन लोगों को मतलब एक frustration रहता है किसी चीज़ से and they pick up the weakest person to beat up on the internet or the weakest community. So most of the time they put that kind of content pieces and अगर brand देख रहा है कि ये बंदा almost you know sexual assault के ऊपर jokes कर रहा है या फिर उसके ऊपर कर रहा है they wouldn't really want to put their money on. But the problem with left-leaning meme pages is also that they talk about things like जैसे मेरे पेज पे I was talking about how Lollapalooza 700 रुपये दे रहा है अपने सिक्योरिटी गार्ड को while charging like 6,000-7,000 bucks from people. So they're like तुम एंटी एस्टेब्लिशमेंट भी बन रहे हो तुम एंटी कैपिटलिज्म भी बन रहे हो तुम you know your ब्रह्मानिकल superiority के बारे में बात करते हो. So it's like not really goes with our brand.
So you're saying that both sides में edgy है.
में edgy content you don't like. अगर vanilla content बना रहे कि guys आज मुझे you know some vanilla shit like कि MOD में मजा आया या फिर ब्लू टोकाई वर्सोवा में सारे ज्ञानी भरे रहते हैं या फिर anything like that then people love that. तो वो वाले जो pages है they like who do not relate matlab, who are not that edgy or not on the either side of the spectrum, they are making decent money, but still not that good amount of money, because Instagram ka algorithm has changed so much that now they're promoting videos.
Right.
And videos में भी problem ये है that the video needs to be made by you. मतलब आप ऐसा भी कोई सेकंड पार्टी थर्ड पार्टी का वीडियो यूज करके उसमें अपने टेक्स्ट डाल के कंटेंट पीसेस नहीं बना सकते हो. सो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इज अ लॉट ऑफ मीम पेजेस आर एक्चुअली रिवीलिंग देमसेल्व्स नाउ.
Oh,
हाँ,
okay.
सो मेरे जैसे मेरी टीम में दिस फरदीन एंड मेलविन. सो फरदीन लुक्स रियली नाइस. वो तो मैं और मेलविन मतलब एकदम 2 on 10. भाई कभी टिंडर पे राइट स्वाइप नहीं मिलेगा हम लोग को. सो फरदीन इज लाइक, सो फरदीन बिकम्स आवर फेस. तो अभी कुछ भी हम लोग को ब्रांड से थोड़ा बहुत काम मिलते रहता है. सो वी डिसाइड टू मेक अ रील इंस्टेड, बिकॉज रील गेट्स मोर रीच, रील गेट्स मोर मनी एंड एवरीथिंग लाइक दैट. सो मीम कल्चर, लाइक थैंक्स टू Instagram, they are actually trying their level best to kill meme culture in.
Yeah, I was about to ask that now, isn't it counterproductive, because you probably started a meme page because you're ugly and nobody likes you and you have no friends, and now you have to be good looking and with friends to make high quality videos so that
You
Instagram
just need to be
promotes it.
confident and stuff, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the good looking वाला part उतना मैटर नहीं करता अगर तुम्हारा कंटेंट क्रिस्पी है. बट देन इफ यू आर गुड लुकिंग, ऑल यू हैव टू डू इज लाइक लुक इन द कैमरा लाइक
Exactly, yeah.
एंड उसके ऊपर कोई भी टेक्स्ट डाल दो एंड पीपल आर लाइक, ओ मैं रिलेट कर रहा है, इससे हैवी रिलेट कर रहा, खत्म. तो योर योर लुक्स कॉम्पनसेट फॉर योर कंटेंट पीसेस. सो
You know, the interesting thing about the reason why we like memes is this concept called the IKEA effect.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
No.
So you know what IKEA is, right?
Yeah.
The
No.
company, the furniture maker.
Yeah.
So the IKEA effect, so there were these studies done by behavioral scientists, right? Which says how we become invested in things that we create. So you know, you are buying that furniture in a dabba. There are like thousands of copies of the same furniture, but the fact that you're assembling it yourself makes you super attached to it. And the studies say that you love it so much that even if it is replaced with an identical furniture piece, you will not want to do it.
So
People spend money to save that piece of furniture. So the IKEA effect is actually applicable to memeing also. Because you saw an image, you saw an image of that khadda that you saw, right? And because you put that caption on it, and because you created that, you had that thought and you implanted it into that image and then posted it, you are super invested in it.
of course, yeah.
And then like every time that image is replicated with a different thought, every person is like assembling a furniture.
Yeah.
So that is what the IKEA effect is. And so I did a lot of reading on this, because when I saw that we have to talk about this subject, because you know as you said, the Renaissance period, उसके पहले क्या बोला था, एंशिएंट पीरियड. एंशिएंट पीरियड में मैं मीम बनाता था, बट वहां पे ना दिस हैपेंड अ लॉट, which is like, do you remember like Imgur mein, obviously there were these templates, but there were like these rainbow backgrounds, and different sort of backgrounds. The images were so non-interesting in a lot of ways. Awkward Brian was the guy I was talking about. Awkward Brian, right? So there was this Brian who was like a nerdy guy who you basically does nerdy things and does like fucks up everywhere socially, all the things, right? I was looking up what happened to that guy, and he has grown up to be like this supremely handsome guy who makes TikToks now. And same happened with Sideface Chloe. Do you remember Sideface Chloe?
No.
There was this meme called Sideface Chloe also, which like she was like a child, like this tiny little 3-4 year old who, there was this video in which
she's
the like side में देख के like she's like being like, what is my sister saying, sort of
Okay.
पर्पल कलर का कुछ पहना है उसने. I know her.
That girl. Okay, okay.
Sideface Chloe is also now grown up and she's become famous because of becoming a meme. Do you think memes destroy lives? Based on this, because
there's this woman called, again, पाकिस्तानी थी, तो उसका मीम का टेम्पलेट का नाम है भड़वी आंटी. So basically this woman, she's like crying, okay, कि मेरे एरिया में पानी नहीं आ रहा, ये नहीं हो रहा है, and she's abusing, ये साले गाली दे रही है. अरे she's like, उन्होंने वो पहना हुआ है and पीछे एक बच्चा हंस रहा है.
That's government auntie, right?
गवर्नमेंट आंटी तो रेवोल्यूशनरी बन गई है.
सो आंटी गवर्नमेंट, व्हेन आंटी गवर्नमेंट, तो लोग ने उसको मतलब like after like the meme like 6-7 months later. But जब starting में पाकिस्तानी जो Twitter circles था, they were calling her भड़वी aunty भड़वी.
Because that's a Pakistani video. I always thought it's an Indian video.
No, that's a Pakistani woman.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so it actually destroyed her life because
it did? Okay.
Yeah, because उसके interview वगैरह लोगों ने किया था, and they said they stopped calling her to weddings and everything, the relatives, because जब वो weddings वगैरह में आती है, so everyone wants a selfie with her, everyone wants to talk to her, everyone wants to. She's a 60-year-old woman who was mad about the government, okay? And उसको बोल रहे हैं आंटी दो गाली दो के बताओ, आंटी ये करके बताओ. The fuck. So yeah, most of the times it really depends on the context you take someone.
Yeah. Government aunties now on t-shirts a lot,
Yeah,
with like a Che Guevara hat.
And that's super bad because she's not getting any kind of money.
I was always wondered, does she get a cut of this?
Do you remember the Kacha Badam song?
Yep.
Which became viral very recently. So, do you know this Kacha Badam?
No.
I can't sing it. What is it? Like,
Kacha badam.
no. Kacha Badam. So basically, what happened is that this guy, music artist, he took that song and turned it into a remix and basically put it on wherever, Instagram, whatever. Became viral, then had like steps.
I think
and
I've heard it.
right? So people went back to see where this song comes from. It is a poor peanut seller in some village in West Bengal who is going around and he made this song.
और बेकार उसका सीन है. Basically he takes like पुराना सामान, तुम्हारे पास कोई पुराना फोन है या फिर any रद्दी का सामान है या फिर लोहे का सामान है, वो दो, मैं equal amount of peanuts बोलते ना, वो आपको दूंगा. And उस locality में peanuts को they call कच्चा बादाम.
Okay.
So he made this really beautiful song and घंटा उसको पैसे वैसे कुछ मिले नहीं, तो फिर पब्लिक का रेज आया उसके ऊपर. सो सम अनदर स्टूडियो डिसाइडेड टू मेक अ वीडियो विद हिम. तब उस बेचारे को मिला रहेगा 30-40 हज़ार रुपए.
हाँ, कुछ तो भी 30-40 हज़ार रुपए. वेस्ट बंगाल पुलिस felicitated him for creating that viral song.
Okay.
But then उसके बाद he actually wanted to file a case against this the remix artist who took his song and didn't give him anything.
Bro,
and उसको भी पैसे दे दिए.
They make like भाई एक म्यूजिक वीडियो का जो जाट लॉन्डे जितने भी है, यू नो, द पंजाबी पॉप म्यूजिक, दे मेक सीरियस मनी. लाइक एक वीडियो से कम 14-15 लाख रुपए कमा लेते 6 महीने के अंदर.
What? Really?
या सो अभी मैं लाइक आयरॉनिकली एक बंदे का गाना सुन रहा हूँ, लाइक दिस लाइक टिपिकल हरियाणवी लैंग्वेज उसकी, एंड मजा आ रहा है मतलब वो सुनने में, ठीक है. सो आई फिगर्ड आउट भाई उसके पास मतलब ये लाइक ऑलमोस्ट उसके पास एक बीमर एसयूवी है एंड इज मेकिंग गुड मनी आउट ऑफ, लाइक रियली गुड मनी आउट ऑफ, खुद के पैसे उसके एंड चौड़ हो रहा है उसके हिसाब से. सो दे आर मेकिंग गुड मनी. सो अगर तुम कच्चा बादाम वाले बंदे को पकड़ के उसको लाइक यू नो उसको सिर्फ एक कट दे रहे हो लाइक 2% 3%, तो दैट जस्ट बैड.
But you think that so like for example this auntie that we were talking about, or the Brian fellow, or Sideface Chloe, or whatever, if your image is being used to also replicate and make things viral, do you think they should be paid somehow? How will we pay them also? Is there a process? Because I mean, once your image is out there and people have started memeing it, it's out of control. It goes viral, you don't know where it reaches, what interpretation it will have. Is there a way to figure out if these guys can be paid or something can happen?
Yeah, I mean, when you compare this to traditional media, right? Anybody who appears on any TV show, they have to sign a consent form.
Like
right?
right now, yeah.
So even on these, I always used to think कि जो shows होते reality, जो spy cam, hidden cam वाले जो shows होते थे, how do they do this? And then later I realized these people have actually signed on to allow them to have their faces and their footage be on channels. So something, whereas when we consider memes, I don't know how that will work, because यहाँ पे, I mean, the Sideface Chloe, I don't know if anybody ever took permission from her to put a face. I could click your picture right now, write some text, and it might go viral. So I know it's one of those gray areas of the internet where you don't know how does one give credit or remuneration to anybody who becomes famous on the internet.
You know, this is very interesting, because so there was this I said no, this friendship over wala jo meme hai. So I went back to its origins, right?
Yeah.
So it started in a Reddit forum. I think it was on Indian People Quora or something, where it's called the Mudassir Saga.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's actually very fascinating. It's called the Mudassir Saga. So there were two friends called Mudassir and what's the other guy's name? I forget. Who basically had this fight, and then they drew like posters and drew cross friendship over. Now this guy is my new friend, sort of a thing. Apparently, some people found out who he was. they reached out to him. They started harassing this fellow, poor thing. And this fellow decided to actually come on the forum and talk to them and do an AMA. And then after that, it became even worse because he then there were teams formed. Someone who supports Mudassir and team Mudassir and team other guy and team other guy, and then it became like a whole thing. But these poor guys, they constantly kept getting like, you know, spammed and calls and whatever from memers,
Of course.
and who wanted more content from them.
Oh.
It was crazy. And I sometimes think, you know, when we call it an art, when memes are an art, I think
If you, but yeah, sure, yeah,
I mean,
subjective,
yeah. It is a form of expression, so it's an art. I feel like there should be a way to figure out how to compensate the base image, or like
there's no way you can do that. I'll tell you this example. So कतई वो हुआ करता था मैं 2021 में, ठीक है, मतलब राड़े, सिर्फ राड़े करूंगा मैं मेरे पेज पे, ठीक है, नाम खराब हो गया उसकी वजह से मेरा, यार ब्रांड्स वगैरह आ नहीं रहे मेरे पास. खैर, सो I figured out that there's a word called छपरी, and the brands are constantly using, like शुरू किए थे छपरी यूज करना,
छपरी कंटेंट.
हाँ. So I was like, ये इसको रोकना पड़ेगा भैया, अगर अभी आज छपरी यूज करोगे, निब्बा निब्बी स्टार्ट करना. So I put up a post. It was a text post that, you know, the word छपरी actually comes from this Chaparput Samaj of Maharashtra and Karnataka, who actually repair, you know, जो तुम्हारा जो गांव के घर की छत होती है वो उसे बांध के रिपेयर करते हैं. कम्युनिटी एंड दे वर लुक डाउन अपॉन फॉर सम रीजन, लाइक सो धीरे धीरे बिकॉज द वे दे ड्रेस बिकॉज यू नो वो हिसाब से तो छपरी बोलना स्टार्ट कर दिया था. सो दैट वाज द सो इट्स अगर आप बाय बुक देखोगे तो इट्स अ वेरी कास्टेस्ट स्लर वो हिसाब से. सो आई पुट अप एंड अ लॉट ऑफ मीम पेजेस वर लाइक रिलीजियसली यूजिंग द वर्ड छपरी. सो आई टुक द बुलेट, आई सेड कि ऐसा ऐसा है भाई. 1,500 मीम पेजेस, मेरे को अभी भी याद है, 1,500 मीम पेजेस ने मेरे पे रेड मारी. हाँ,
okay,
हाउ कैन यू कॉल इट कास्टेस्ट, हाउ कैन यू कॉल इट दिस एंड दैट, एंड दे टुक माई पिक्चर्स फ्रॉम वेर एवर दे कुड फाइंड. तो मेरा तो ठीक है यार, मेरी छोटी बहन को मतलब डीएम करके गाली दे रहे, उसको रेप थ्रेट्स दे रहे, मेरे को डेथ थ्रेट्स दे रहे. बच्चे लाइक डीटीयू के लॉन्डे साले मेरे को इसकी वजह से ब्रो, एंड दे स्टार्टेड टेकिंग माई पिक्चर्स एंड दे स्टार्टेड मेकिंग मीम्स ऑन मी.
What? That's so bizarre.
Yeah, so thankfully मेरे को पता है कैसे हैंडल करना है, because there is one ecosystem that only does raids. Twitter पे डेफिनेटली एक
ट्विटर पे तो काफी है यार.
सो वो इंस्टाग्राम पे भी उसका काम ही वो है कि वो पेजेस को रेड करेगा, देन ही लास्ट पीपल फॉर मनी कि देखो मैंने हिंदुओं की इज्जत बचाई यहाँ पे.
Oh shit.
हाँ, so मेरे को पता था. So I just decided to go offline for like 7 days. मस्त एक छुट्टी मार के आया हैदराबाद में, बिरयानी रम, ठीक है, मैं वापस आया, everything was back to normal. But there are still images there. Okay. They take my images. I can't take them down because Instagram का algorithm is shitty and everything. I'm just made a peace with the fact that और उनको कतई कड़क रीच मिली है, मतलब एक पोस्ट को 8,000-9,000 लाइक्स मिले एंड ऑल दैट शिट, एंड गंदी गालियां मेरे को, ठीक है. I thought it's part of the trade, I guess.
Which reminds me, someone made me into a meme also. So there is this image. So when I got married, I had like this mehndi ceremony happening, etc. So essentially I was like mehndi banao, like so like they were like mehndi. So they drew something on my hand, and I basically put a flower in my head and I took a picture with the mehndi and saying that so my mom always wanted a girl. So I was like, she didn't get a girl, she got a gender sensitive man instead, right? बहुत पहले शादी के टाइम वो मैंने पोस्ट किया था.
I know where this is going. Yeah.
Now, one fine day, Arnab Goswami says something nasty on Republic TV, right? And we start boycotting the advertiser, right? I will not name the brand because यहाँ पे भी ad दे. Arnab का भी ad नहीं देखो तो नाम लेगा. So what happened is the advertiser actually backed out from his channel. Okay. Worked. And we were like, oh my
success.
Arnab has an IT cell.
Okay.
Arnab's IT cell is actually Justice for SSR IT cell. So when Justice for SSR was happening, that was an IT cell that was obviously also full of memers and nasty people. They also moonlight as Arnab's IT cell. So they took my images and they turned it into a meme. And this particular image, so it went काफी viral, like that image, and then of course they went down my Instagram profile. They did like all the shit that they do and all the things, and it ended up in my family group. Right, and then they were like, oh my god, what is this, like where was this image taken? But जब शादी हुआ था तब सबने देखा था, but अभी उसका context ही बदल गया पूरा, and it was so horrifying. So when I talk about like a side face Chloe or whatever, it has happened to you also. That has happened to me also. Has it happened to you?
Not yet.
Not yet.
A quick question: do you have an Op India article on you?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, same group. Yeah.
I have about 4 of them.
I have one.
Yeah,
I'm there.
Yeah, I have 4 of them, but mostly it's like मेरा tweet बीच में कहीं तो भी डाल दिया context में type thing है. One is particularly on something that I did. Oh yeah, मेरे पे defamation case जब file हुआ था तब.
So there is elite group of like people on the left side of the spectrum. So this is proper elite group that, and the only qualification to join that group is तेरे पे Op India article है क्या? So like the 7th person I'm meeting in last 6 months, like है क्या? हाँ है. अरे हाथ मिला तू. अपन सेम बिरादरी वाले. So the ecosystem you're talking about, the same ecosystem. अरे तो there is dedicated people who get shit ton of money. So I have like folks working in the in like जिनका जो platform वगैरह होता है इसका social media platform. So I'm good friends with them who actually run the show, like tech department वगैरह में. And I tell them nicely. मैं उन लोगों को कभी-कभी reports भेज दिया करता हूँ 1.5 पन्ने की 2 पन्ने की. See, I can see a pattern here. This guy has been doing this for like 2 months, 3 months, because I work for brands, and when they boycott a brand, when they run like slanderous things on like comment section में पता है तो your objective as a brand manager is supposed to do these things. तो मैं report करके दाता हूँ, and I saw this amazing pattern that there's dudes sitting in Bihar, उत्तर प्रदेश, वो सुबह उठते हैं, उनको चाहिए एक brand.
Yeah.
And there's proper good money. I'm talking about like you can make anywhere with like 2 to 3 lakh rupees per month out of this. So कोई ब्रांड है उसने कोई छोटा मोटा भी कर दे. जैसे एक फेम नाम का ब्रांड है, ब्लीच ब्रांड का. Yeah, so they made this Valentine last year, Valentine's Day के दिन they made this very चूते जैसा लोगों ने बनाया था कि there are 2 girls हाँ जो करवा चौथ कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, बात खत्म. एंटी इंडियन है भाई, मतलब एंटी हिंदू. They ruined fem, like fem के जितने भी, चलो तुम उनके वीडियो पे कमेंट करो ना. They went on LinkedIn, they found out people, they found out the agency who did that and everything, and they abuse them left, right and center.
I remember, and there was this Muslim chap who was also in the ad agency, and उसको
वो तो तनिष्क वाला था, वो तो बड़ा कांडवा
वाला था. हाँ.
And he's like, bro, मैं नहीं था इसमें. The guy who actually thought of this idea, तनिष्क वाले ad में, he had to come out. मैं था, guys, Hindu, like I appear Hindu on papers, Hindu का मजाक उड़ाया, ठीक है. So that is how. So even like, and so they do that, and then brands basically approach them. So there are 2 ways to earn money.
Okay.
One is brands भी बंद करो ये बकवास.
Right. So fem को blackmail किया basically वैसे type.
हाँ. So
you mean like rival brands approach them?
No. The brand का जो कोई जो दूसरा POC रहेगा ना, they would approach them कि भाई चुप करो अभी ये क्या कितना है. So one way is to make money through that. The other way is like जो गुलेबल किस्म के लाइक जो नए आरवी राइट विंग सपोर्टर्स है, उन लोग से 100 रुपए बटोर लेना. तो यार तुमको 10,000 लोग से भी 100 रुपए मिल गए तो हो गया ना तुम्हारा.
Oh shit.
हाँ 10-12 लाख
देते हैं क्या उनको?
देते, मतलब हमसे कम देते हैं.
हाँ. Oh, that's interesting. That's a good business model.
And it's like very problem. अगर so जैसे तुमने ये बोला था ना कि जब तक तुम्हारे पापा आर्मी में नहीं, तुम्हारा ओपिनियन मैटर नहीं करता इंडिया में. So if you're a Hindu, only then your opinion matters. Like when it comes to like making content pieces that is remotely around Hindu. ठीक है, अगर आप मुस्लिम हो then you're fucked. So अगर मैं कोई controversial take मेरे पेज पे डाल रहा हूँ, I ensure that I tag myself. There's a picture of me, there's my name or something, so that अब एक दूसरा एडमिन क्रिश्चियन है, तीसरा वाला मुस्लिम है. हाँ, तो मेरे वजह से उनका बिल नहीं फटे बेचारों का. तो आई हैव टू डू दैट. बट या द इकोसिस्टम इज सुपर स्ट्रांग एंड इट्स ओनली गेटिंग स्ट्रांगर. सो थैंकफुली इंस्टाग्राम इस मामले में बेटर है कि इट्स बीन कॉन्स्टेंटली लाइक रिलीजियसली बैनिंग दोज पीपल एंड दोज अकाउंट्स जो मेन अकाउंट्स होते हैं वो हिसाब से. थोड़ा सा काम कर रहे हैं उसमें, बट ट्विटर पे तो भाई फटे पैसे कमा रहे हो लोग. तो उनमें एक जस्टिस फॉर SSR, उसमें एक वो जो अडानी के लिए जो रनिंग कर रहे हैं ट्विटर कैंपेन वगैरह, भाई जो 2 रुपए ट्वीट की बात करते हैं ना, इट्स एक्चुअली ट्रू, बट 2 रुपए नहीं है, थोड़ा इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ गया है तो अभी
ज्यादा है अभी.
हाँ, अभी कुछ 12-14 रुपए के आसपास का रेट चल रहा है तुम्हारे. बट अगर तुम मुझे ऐसा दिस गाय लाइक अभी स्टार्ट किया ना ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, तो बहुत सारे लाइक people from Punjab and Hisar, all these places, they come to me and they say कि भैया अगर आपको ट्विटर ट्रेंड करवाना है ना 2 घंटे के लिए इंडिया का, भाई इंडिया में ट्विटर ट्रेंड कराने का कितना खर्चा हो रहा है? टेक अ वाइल्ड गेस गाइस.
15 लाख रुपए
घंटा जी, घंटा 80 हजार में लौंडे कर रहे हैं।
वो
तो 80,000 1 लाख रुपए दे, and तेरे को जो गंदे गंदे से हैशटैग होते हैं ना,
हाँ, I know, yeah,
ABC
yeah.
wins joy kill गंदे वाले, भाई वो सब 80 हजार 1 लाख रुपए में 2 घंटे के लिए ट्रेंड करवा
Oh,
देंगे।
that makes absolute sense because recently ये जो अडानी हिंडनबर्ग हुआ था उसमें there was obviously India stands with Adani sort of things that were happening. I was looking through the trend, and I do this like whenever I see a trend which I know is manufactured, I copy a line, paste it in the search, and you see like 3-4 other tweets. So I screenshotted and posted. I was looking at it. Someone was like, "Thank you for sending me meeting notes in India with Adani." Then someone was like, "Oh, will you attend my Google Meet today? Thank you for India with." I'm like, ये हो क्या रहा है? And then I saw that कोई MP का tourism campaign है, उसमें भी यही tweets उन्होंने डाल के same copy paste करके किए थे. Also they were using memes. Right, they had like this one cricket meme, which was like, oh, Adani का छक्का मार दिया, या फिर liberals are crying sort of memes.
The audacity of them saying कि the left can't meme, bro, तुम लोगों ने right wing के memes देखे हैं क्या?
मतलब you're going to trad territory here. Yeah. So we did an episode just to let people know. So we did an episode called Trads versus Raita. That face, that expression. So you know what Trads and
Raita, of course.
You know, right? So Trads versus Raita. Wait, you were the Eulos on that?
No, it was Kajol, but I have a vague idea of what Trad and Raita is.
So Trads are extreme right wingers who you say the blue tika and like
वो हार्पिक वगैरह के जोक्स मारना स्टार्ट कर देंगे बहुजन के ऊपर।
एकदम गटर और एक थोड़ा कम गटर।
हाँ, मतलब एक समझ जाओ कि सीवेज का पानी है, दूसरा ब्लैक वाटर पानी है, मतलब उसको ट्रीटमेंट के बिना डालोगे सी में तो सबको हेपेटाइटिस हो जाएगा।
Exactly. And you know they have like these cauliflower farmer kind beef.
Oh,
very horrific. Don't say it. Do not go there. So when we did that episode, we had this fellow called Discourse Dancer, Rajshekhar Sen. He's good, like he's on Twitter. He goes down these rabbit holes and basically so he was like, मैं तुझे memes दिखाऊंगा ये सब, right? And I also had done some research, so I knew what he was coming to me with. So casteist, horrible things, you know, like very demeaning, whatever. And there was a portion where we are talking about this, and Nikhil, our producer, got like super uncomfortable, and he's like, ये मैं नहीं डालने वाला. Like I'm just not going to keep this portion in the thing, and we can't show you the memes, and we can't do any of that because. So here's the thing, right? Like, so imagery, which is like memes, can be used for humor, but they can actually be used to incite people also.
Yeah, I was about to ask, are they a great tool of propaganda then?
Dude, tell me about it. अंधा पैसा है यार, मतलब there's like ruling party के बहुत सारे लोग, मतलब ठीक है ना, they pay a lot of people a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right.
And but then you know how uncomfortable those made you, right?
Yes.
तो मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि ब्रो अगर मैं उसे ऐसे कुछ बनाता भी हूँ और ऐसा कुछ डालता भी ब्रो, मेरे को रात भर नींद नहीं आएगी. एंड दीज पीपल आर एक्चुअली मेकिंग गुड मनी आउट ऑफ इट. एंड द प्रॉब्लम विद रायता गैंग इज नो, दे मेक मनी. बट द प्रॉब्लम विद ट्रैड में, लाइक ट्रैड गैंग इज, दे बोलते ना भाई, वो फुल वो बैटमैन का डायलॉग है ना, जब एल्फ्रेड बोलता है सम पीपल वांट टू वॉच द वर्ल्ड. भाई दे मनी इज नॉट अ बिग फैक्टर फॉर दीज पीपल. वो लोगों को सिर्फ हेट्रेड है. एंड दे लाइक, आई डोंट नो, सम लाइक लूजिंग, लाइक सम लूजर्स मदरफकर्स, लाइक क्या गया, मतलब बेचारे लोग हॉस्टल में किसने उसको बुली कर दिया, फिर वो रिक्शे हुए मुस्लिम रिक्शा वाले ने उसको मार दिया रहे, कभी 20 रुपए छुट्टे नहीं थे उसको. सो ही हैज दिस सडन रेज दैट ही हैज टू वेंट आउट समवेयर, एंड दैट इज वेयर ही you know becomes part of that trad economy. So Raita folks make like these. So ये जो justice for SSR ये सब Raita गैंग करते हैं. ट्रैड वालों का तो मतलब
ट्रैड वाले ऑपरेट ऑन हेट बेसिकली.
like उनसे पंगे तो मैं भी नहीं लूंगा भाई.
फ्रस्ट्रेशन निकालने. नो, आई आल्सो डोंट टेक पंगास विद ट्रैड्स.
एंड उनका मतलब, so the first thing is they make, so उनका भी proper levels है. Like first is they'll make memes on you. If you ignore them, well and good. If you incite them, because you know, if you incite them, if you tell them कि मैं ये कर दूंगा, वो कर दूंगा, look at how bad, then they'll start doxing you. And it's very easy to find anyone's address, phone number or something like that. Next thing is know is सहारनपुर का कोई लड़का तुमको फोन करके गाली दे रहा है. So you don't want that kind of things in your life, man.
No, that has happened to me like once. Like someone had doxed me for a story that I had done. Calls आने लगे थे. The moment मेरी फटी ना, तब गाली तो आ रहे थे, मतलब लाइक रैंडम कॉल्स आ रहे थे, तो मैंने फोन उठाना छोड़ दिया था. A few weeks later, I got this weird call from an unknown number. Now, when I was working with MPs, a lot of MPs had unknown numbers, right? मतलब वो नंबर दिखता नहीं है, you can pay a special price. तो मैंने उठाया and there was this weird robotic sort of voice that was threatening me कि तेरे घर पे आके देखो मार दूंगा types, and I was like इतनी फटी पड़ी थी ना मेरी उसके बाद, I was like नहीं बॉस मतलब पंगे नहीं ले
Bro, मेरे ऑप इंडिया के आर्टिकल के बाद I remember for like 3 fucking weeks everyone जो मेरे जब भी बेल बज रहा ना मेरे घर पे, I was like, there are 3 things. There are like the best thing that could be like Mumbai police. Yeah, because अगर मुंबई पुलिस मेरे को उठा के लेके जा रही है, मुंबई में हूँ ना मैं, ठीक है ना, हाँ, तो अगर मेरे को बेल वगैरह के लिए भी you need assurity or something. So I have like shit ton of people. So यार मेरा सबसे बड़ा डर था कि हापू या ऊपरपू या फिर हरियाणा पुलिस, उत्तर प्रदेश, या फिर if they get a little more crazy अरुणाचल प्रदेश पुलिस उठा के मेरे को लेके चले जाएगी. And the third one, my biggest fear was like dudes in low scarves and 5-6 people actually show up on my door. So it was like there.
You know, I wanted to sort of talk about deepfakes also here. So you know what deepfakes are?
Yeah.
Deepfakes. So so memes, as you have said, have evolved, right?
Yeah.
Now they can be used for obviously humor. We spoke about it. Can be used for shit like this.
Yeah.
It can be used to harass people. It can be used to destroy people, literally. What I think is also worrying is people think that these dance reels that we see are also memes, or essentially they are memes. You're copying a format and you're creating an art form which is yours. But then now deepfakes are coming, which is to people who don't know what deepfakes are. Essentially what happens is that, say you take pictures of me from different angles, right? Like there are many pictures of me out there, or my videos with different angles. You feed it to an AI. And the AI basically learns those patterns and it can replicate my expressions. Then it takes my voice, does the same thing, and essentially you can make the AI do a video which of me saying literally anything. And that is becoming scary as hell.
So North East Delhi के तो MP ने किया हुआ है ना ये.
हाँ. I've heard of this. What was it? Remind me.
अरे रिंकिया के पापा.
रिंकिया के पापा.
So it's a very diverse constituency in that manner. Right. So वहाँ पे there like bunch of Haryana folks, there's bunch of like Bihari folks and all that. मनोज तिवारी कितना करेगा? So he basically, I'm not sure like उसकी टीम ने किया था या उसके fans ने किया था. वो तो बोलेगा ना उसके fans ने किया था.
Remind me क्या हुआ था exactly.
So basically election के 2 दिन पहले people found this multiple videos coming in the like जो RWS societies के जो groups होते हैं उसमें बहुत सारे videos आ रहे थे. हरियाणा ग्रुप है तो मनोज तिवारी स्पीकिंग इन हिज ओन लैंग्वेज, यू नो वो, एंड हिज इम्पेक्केबल तरीके से हरियाणवी में बात कर रहा है कि मैं आपको ये करके दे सकता हूँ, मैं ये करके आने या जाने जो व्हाटएवर द लैंग्वेज. एंड देयर इज अ बिहारी वर्जन ऑफ इट. देयर इज अ लाइक जो भी छोटे छोटे नीश ग्रुप्स है वो वाले में डाल के उन्होंने करवा दिया था. लाइक दैट इज हाउ दे. सो देयर इज अ प्रूफ दैट डीप फेक इन इंडियन पॉलिटिक्स वाज एक्चुअली स्टार्टेड बाय हिम. बट ही विल ऑलवेज डिनाई इट बिकॉज यू नो.
No, people have made Obama videos. And so many more videos. Where do you think this is going? Like, so I just want to talk about the future of
It's going to be worse, man. It's going to be like, you know, you would eventually become so paranoid, no? जैसे मैं बता रहा, जैसे जब मैं एक छोटा सा 30 सेकंड लगेगा. मैं MCA के जब वेबसाइट पे आप रजिस्टर करते हो अपनी कंपनी को तो ऑटोमेटिकली GST डिपार्टमेंट को भी मिल जाता है एक नोटिस कि आप इनका GST बना दो. इंडिया बिंग इंडिया तो उन लोग को नोटिस नहीं मिला. मैंने पैरेलली एक दूसरे एजेंट से बनवा लिया था, ठीक है. तो अभी GST वाला बंदा मेरे को फोन करके बोल रहा था कि आपका काम करना है कि आपको मिल गया GST. एंड हम लाइक नहीं, मेरा तो हो गया. तो उसने बोला कि एक ईमेल एड्रेस दे रहा हूँ मैं, उसके ऊपर आप कीजिए. तो ईमेल एड्रेस वो अच्छे से लिखा था, range 6 division 7 @gmail.com. तो मेरे को लगा ये फेक है बंदा. तो मैंने इसको इग्नोर किया. 2 दिन इसका फोन है, तीसरे दिन मेरे को गाली दे रहा है, तू पागल हो गया है क्या, तेरे को चाहिए मैं इधर से तेरा GST सस्पेंड करूँ. सर रुको, मैं मेरे CA से बात करता हूँ. आपका @gmail था तो मुझे लगा कि आप एक स्कैमर हो. ईस्टर्न यूपी का नंबर है यार ट्रू कॉलर पे, ठीक है. तो वो बोला अच्छा ठीक है मेरे बाप, मैं तेरे को .gov का देता हूँ. सो I became paranoid because of deepfake and because of the kind of shit is happening on the internet. I'm sure a lot of people will eventually become paranoid and will leading towards a very paranoid society where like until something is actually happening in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Like full of pre-colonial era start हो जाएगा 18th 19th century का, that politicians will actually have to appear in front of people and say मैं बोल रहा हूँ ये. वो नहीं बोल रहा है.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like
So I remember I heard a New York Times podcast about it. It was specifically about this Obama clip that you're talking about. They completely fabricated an Obama speech from start to finish, and they got, for the first time, they got everything correct: the cadence, the voice modulation, everything. So the podcast was about that. But उस podcast में उन्होंने ये they gave a list of identifiers of how to identify it's a deepfake video. So I think but the thing again in India is that कोई गांव का इंसान WhatsApp पे देख के they are not going to verify whether it's true or not. So unless we reach a point where this kind of knowledge is so common that it's taught in schools how to identify what is fake and what is real, then we are in for a.
For example, I was told कि अगर आप AI art को if you have to identify, you just look at fingers.
Yeah.
Fingers are always fucked in an AI art. They fix that.
Oh yeah.
Now AI is also evolving with us. And it's like because अब chess चल रही है यहाँ पे.
And वो क्या एक हफ्ते में evolve करता है. I mean like as opposed to like it will take years to fix the fingers. No. एक हफ्ते में AI self learning was like ये गलत कर दिया.
So yeah, मतलब eventually when you're in media and like you're a public figure जिसको कोई for example, you can get targeted or something. So when these things happens, no, you're like, it's about time I shut down my business and everything and maybe start a vada pav stall with some different name.
Yeah.
I'm like, हाँ सही बोल रहे हो.
I mean, you can't hide your face anymore. It's just out there, and then you become.
अब मोदी जी बनना पड़ेगा 70s वाला.
Do you remember Baba Ka Dhaba?
Yeah.
Baba Ka Dhaba, do you remember? So there was this during this pandemic. There is this.
Oh yes, the guy who cried.
So there was this YouTuber who went to this small stall called Baba Ka Dhaba, and the guy started crying, and he was like, "पैसे नहीं आ." So then everyone from Veerdas to everyone was like, "Go." वहाँ पे like eat at his that Baba Ka Dhaba is right outside my house. Right, it was chaos. Like it was like a मेला लगा हुआ है Baba Ka Dhaba. Suddenly Baba Ka Dhaba एकदम fancy बन गया. किसी ने आके वहाँ पे spray paint वगैरह कर दिया. उसका meme बना दिया वहाँ पे. Like there's literally a Baba Ka Dhaba meme right outside his which someone drew and like turned it into like a cultural icon, etc. And बाद में this guy came and he did a press conference saying कि मुझे लूट लिया इन लोगों ने. Because the guy apparently earned like a shit ton of money collecting the money and never gave it to him, right? Sorry, वो random context में मैं बोल रहा था, but मेरा the AI and deepfakes का जो conversation था, I just want to end it there. Do you think AIs can make memes?
Nah. Can AI make jokes?
AI can make some jokes.
मतलब
अभी तो
आपके लेवल के जोक्स बना सकता है वो?
अभी तो नहीं, but give it a few years.
They can't, man. So creativity is the only thing, that you can't feed inside a computer. Like coding वगैरह तो चलो definitely है because technical knowledge है तो आप कर सकते हो वो हिसाब से. There were accountants, 1000 accountants एक कंपनी में होते थे, अभी 12 से काम चल जाता है. So technical content तो हमेशा आप evolve करके कर सकते हो, but creativity stays.
Just to counter you there a little bit, for example, अभी जो AI and art का जो पछड़ा चल रहा है, right? Which is basically there is AI now which can create art that is way better than an actual artist drawing it and like versions of it. I have this app installed. मैंने वहाँ पे पैसे भी दिए. It made 100 portraits of me in 5 minutes in different situations.
Right.
Like as a in a spaceship, as a cowboy, and some like one of them is my Twitter DP now. It's excellently done. अब मैं कोई आर्टिस्ट को तो ये पैसा दे नहीं सकता था, मतलब that will be very expensive, and now AI is doing it. So the ethical question there is that artists are saying that the AI is learning based on existing art and interpreting it and making it, but that is a meme, right? That is exactly what it is. Think about it, like the definition.
Yeah, dude.
It is a meme.
Fuck. क्या existential crisis?
Yeah. So AI is making memes then.
Yeah, it is.
It is, right?
Yeah. So the nature and outcome of the quote-unquote meme might be a little different from what we perceive it.
Yeah.
But it does fit into the definition of what the meme is. Yeah.
And also you're giving a prompt to an AI.
Yeah.
And that AI is creating 50 versions of it already. Right? So again, in minutes it has created 50 memes of me.
Yeah, artist के साथ, but again, there's nuance in that because like for example, a painter or like a guy, जो graphic designing वगैरह कर रहा है, he's doing something. But for a comedian or a filmmaker or a writer or for a meme maker, like relevance, मतलब current topic makes more sense. Like writing content pieces for current topics. For example, I'm not sure कि अगर कल India Pakistan का match होगा and there are like 20 memes that you can get out of it. I'm not sure if AI can get those memes real time and make content pieces around them and then put them online.
Like the context is very difficult to establish.
The context is very different to establish in that sense.
I do feel like it will happen one day though. Like yesterday we were talking about this, like someone asked on a podcast 101 sort of live stream ki what is the future of podcasting, and there I also think that, you know, like if now it can generate text, if deepfakes mein voice bhi ho raha hai,
Exactly,
to fir
yeah.
I can just feed myself into an AI, make a bot and then basically put that bot here or whatever, या फिर मैं शुभंकर को दे दूंगा, तुमसे बात करता रहेगा वो.
Right. So this is happening. I mean, do you know the actor James Earl Jones? He voiced Darth Vader in the original Star Wars. He's, I think, 91 or 92 now. He has officially signed off the rights of his voice to Lucasfilm, to Disney. And Disney has said henceforth whenever, and they have also mastered this AI technique of using, so obviously because he's 91 now, the texture of his voice has changed.
Right.
So they have recorded him, but they pitch correct him to make him sound like he did in the 70s. And now he has signed off on the rights to his voice, so that till time immemorial, even after James Earl Jones is dead, they're going to use his voice for whenever Darth Vader appears in Star Wars.
Holy shit. Oh,
That's like
crazy.
animation, man.
Yeah.
1940s में बना हुआ animation अभी भी खींच रहे हो तुम.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. But I do feel like, so like for example, if I am a AI and Abbas also feeds his own, like creates his own AI, we can have an endless conversation.
Yeah.
And usme se some will be funny.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, randomly, think about
Like,
it.
I don't know why, but I think machines do tend to get sarcasm. If you know what I mean, I don't know why.
Machines get sarcasm?
Yeah, because if you again, this is a
बड़ा पास है, बोल रहा हूँ मैं, खत्म, जा रहा हूँ मैं.
if you've seen 2001 A Space Odyssey, a film that came out in 1968,
Yeah.
उसमें एक बहुत famous robot है HAL 9000.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is 1968, so Stanley Kubrick purposely made that machine sound sarcastic because that's what he foresaw. And there is, I think, research on this that even though we think sarcasm is a very human thing, that only we can be ironic and say things, machines have a little this thing of being sarcastic themselves.
Holy shit.
There are some things that Siri has also now started giving some sarcastic answers and all. Fair enough, that humans have fed it into it, but there is study on this that machines are learning to be sarcastic now.
I feel so bad for Gen Z, man. हमें थोड़े बहुत पैसे बनाने थे, हमने तो बना लिए. उनका क्या होगा?
The next evolution of AI and meaning is what we are here to see. That is a good point to end this episode. Thank you, Balram, for
I feel like you're giving him an existential crisis. Like, मैं क्यों आया यहाँ पे?
मेरे को बियर चाहिए अभी.
Sorry. Thank you so much for here and shitpots.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Thank you so much for being here and continue your shitposting services या फिर वड़ा पाव stall as you want. And thank you, Abbas.
Thank you. I just want to recommend one documentary before we wrap up. It's called Feels Good Man, and it's about how Pepe the Frog was
Feels Good Man meme.
was taken over by the right wing in America during Trump's election, and how that eventually led to things like QAnon. It's a very interesting documentary. So check that out. Yeah.
And anything else you want to plug?
Check out page 10 on this very feed where we talk about current events, whatever happened in the week. Every week we have a guest panelist. So that and my own show called Has It Aged Well on IVM Pop. Do check those out. Yep.
What do you want to plug?
I'm good. I'm in a different zone right now.
Follow Andheri Waste shitposting for as long as it lasts, and follow his social handles, which you will see here. Thank you so much for listening to Explain Like I'm 10 or watching it on the YouTube feed of All About Now. Please do like, share, subscribe, and please do write to us on allaboutnow@pratilipi.com. If you like this episode, if you think that I should have asked some more questions to him, I will get him back and give him another existential crisis. But based on what you want to ask and what you want to talk to him about. This is what we are planning to do with this podcast now going forward, that there are certain guests that we've had. We have done about 25 episodes now. We want to hear from you. Is there a particular topic that you saw on this podcast or found it interesting, but also have more questions other than our union leader of spectators? Please write to us. We will try and get the guest back or a similar guest to ask those questions to them. So please write to us, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.